Hey guys, welcome back to the This Is Soul Skate Shop YouTube channel. In this video, it's all about new products for 2024. To get you the latest insights, me and Eric went to the ISPO. The ISPO is a trade show convention specially for sporting shops like ours, This Is Soul. We are of course the specialized inline skate shop in Amsterdam, focused on having the best shopping experience for skaters that we can offer. Each year there are tons of exciting product releases at ISPO in all sorts of outdoor sports, including inline skating. We made a video about our last trip in 2020, also featuring new product releases. In 2020 there were more inline skating brands present with booths. This year there was much less to see, unfortunately. Instead of seeing the booths of the brands, I made sure to get meetings with as many people in our industry as possible. Any piece of new product information that we can leak, I will tell you in this video. Also, there are tons of great outdoor skate parks in Munich. Sadly, it started to snow pretty hard in the middle of the trip. More info about that later. Fun thing about the ISPO is that there are all sorts of inventors and products from outside of our little niche that can inspire us. Before we even entered the hall, we met this guy who invented an inflatable helmet. What do you guys think of this? As soon as we entered, first thing we saw was an interesting ski design. It reminded me of the USD Legacy and the K2 Nemesis skates. Inline skate tech is a lot like ski tech, in that it's very difficult to make a boot design that offers support and also comfort. In this ski boot here, it offers the comfort by being flexible in the front and being extra stiff with metal bars in the back, like an exoskeleton. Another cool thing we learned there was that there's a way to measure your foot with your phone. There were even 2 companies offering this. Your foot measurements are then linked to detailed shoe sizing so that you know what fits on your foot and what doesn't. For skating, the biggest struggle will be to include all the data for how each skate fits. We will look into this for our webshop to see if it's feasible to work with them, so that maybe we can offer you at home the knowledge of what skate will fit the best with your foot. The first skating brand we saw was Tempish. It was good to see Patrick again. They gave us some insight in their new line. They have a black and white fiber skate right now in the market, and they let us know the new color for next year would be black gold for their fiber skate. The fiber is an open mold and uses the same shell as the RB Cruiser from Rollerblade. They also let us know they once made a sample of an aggressive skate, but decided the time was not ready for them to get into the aggressive market yet. Did you guys know that Tempish actually has an SBM3 memory buckle? We have it available at thisissoul.com. It makes opening and closing your skates much easier. Talking about Rollerblade. Rollerblade was not there as a brand, but we do know what's coming for them. A lot of their products are carryover products, meaning that it will have the same colors and models as in 2023. But there's also some new stuff. There is a new RB Cruiser 80 in a stylish black colorway. But the big news is that they will have a completely new mold. It's called the Lightning. And look who they used in the pictures. It's former students of ours, Puma and Indy. We of course have a skate school in Amsterdam, so if you ever want to get a lesson, feel free to contact us. And this girl is my colleague Eric's girlfriend. There's also a new liner called the Nomad. It looks very well made, but it does remind me of a certain liner from another brand. Anybody see the resemblance? Good to see that Rollerblade is going in this direction with their products. Another big leap for them is this flow skating frame for an 165mm mounted boot. Rockert 5-wheel frames are great, and it's good to see that brands catching up on this. Next up was meeting with Thomas Bouder from Powerslide. We talked about some business stuff and of course about new products. Their new model is the Powerslide Next Mustard with 125mm wheels. There will of course be a lot of new products in 2024 that Powerslide will release, but they're not ready to tell us yet. Powerslide is also the distributor for USD, Rocz and Mesmer. For USD, they released a new kid skate called the Glitch in a lot of funky colors. There's a new grayish Team skate and a new Sway Pro skate for Chris Farmer with the cool giraffe type of print. Then for Gods, there's a nice black Michael Prado Pro skate. He was in a terrible accident, but he got back on his feet and his skating is better now than ever. There's a documentary feeding his recovery if you want to feel inspired. And Mesmer has just released their new Team skate in a grey color. Walking around ISPO, it was hard to miss the Cougar booth because it was so big. This is a brand that I had only heard of once or twice. They were super friendly and had a great looking new freestyle skate called the Wind. It looked a lot better than their old skate. The colors and design were modern and had two big advertisements of a male and a female skater that looked very stylish. The aggressive skate had the same look and it's called the Storm. It's like it was the same shell with a sole plate attached to it, but in fact it's a different mold. There were two sole plates in total. One was UFS with changeable frames and one was a sole frame where the frame and sole plates are one. The designs were not completely ready. They're still working on it. For example, you can see how high the UFS frame is right now, so they're aiming to make it lower. And the sole frame was still a 3D print, so it was not even the final sample yet. If you ask Erik, then their best skate was this XXL model. Finally a skate in his size, he said. While walking around, we bumped into Matthew. He is an aggressive skater that started the Core brand. They make mainly scooter stuff, but will also be at the winter class this year with stuff for inline skating. They have wax, knee pads, bearings, metal core 58mm and 60mm wheels. Another cool thing is that they're looking to expand their team riders. In the evening we met with the guys from Wizard Skating and FR. By now you must have seen the new Wizard boot that came out. It's up for pre-ordering on thisissole.com and pre-orders are flooding in. It's one of the most expensive boots that have ever hit the market, I think. It's a UFS boot designed to be used with big wheels. There are two versions, one normal height and one that's extra high. It was very cool to get a sneak preview of the skate from them and always nice to chat with the guys about all sorts of nerdy skate stuff. The next day, while walking around Munich before going to the ISPO, we saw the Salomon store. And in it was Robert Cougar by coincidence, an old school skater working there. Skiing is super interesting for us as skaters because there is so much knowledge in those sports. He showed me the insoles that they have from the Cedos brand. We already sell Superfeet insoles of course at This Is All Skate Shop, but the Cedos insoles also look really good, so we're looking into getting them as well for our shop. Rob also made a custom insole for me in the store. Another thing I would love to be able to offer at our skate shop in Amsterdam as well. Thank you Rob for all the information and getting me those custom insoles. And we're back at the ISPO. Yesterday we saw the new Wizard boot. The Wizard brand frames are made with CNC out of a solid block of aluminum. This is a very expensive way to manufacture, of course. And apparently there's a figure ice skating brand doing the same thing. They were at the ISPO with a booth to show it off. The price is only 1,200 euros just for the frame. Then if you think about it, a 500 euro Wizard frame is suddenly not that much anymore. One new skate brand that was not there at the ISPO, but we should definitely talk about, is the Standard Skates. The Standard Skate brand was just launched a couple of months ago and pre-orders for it have gone through the roof. The new aggressive skate brand has the most pre-orders we've ever had. The skates will hopefully land at This Is All in February, so that's super exciting. And I'm proud to say that This Is All is the exclusive retailer for them in Europe. Rocz was there with the big booth 3 years ago, but they are in a little bit of a changing situation because they got a new CEO. Right now it's not sure if things will stay how they are or if there will be some big changes for Rocz in the future. Rocz has been in the Kavasin family since its inception. Lots of family members are still working there, but now it's the first time it's not run by any of the family members itself. I hope things will go well for them. It's always good to see Vince from Famous. We hang out a bit and talked about all sorts of things, but there were no product sneak previews that he wanted to share. The last stop I did at the ISPO was when everything was already being taken down. I went into a hall that I'd never been to yet, and there was this little jump ramp company. I would have not thought too much about it, but they had an aggressive inline skater in one of their posters, so I had to include it in this video. I love it when outside brands are using inline skating for their marketing. In the evening for dinner, we met with Ricardo Lino and learned about his new plans. He quit working for Microskate September 2023 and is now going to be the global brand manager and product consultant for Flying Eagle skates. Flying Eagle is a Chinese brand brought to Europe by Ollie Bennett in 2014. Ollie had a shop in Barcelona back then and introduced the brand to the Spanish market. I knew the brand mainly from their not so good looking designs. They have been doing a lot better and better over the years though, And now, with Ricardo being global brand manager, they also hired Kenneth Dideux as brand director and head of design. Kenneth really knows what he's doing, so they both will make for a great future together for the brand. Then it was time to go home, but the weather gods did not allow it. Our flight got delayed and cancelled. Then we tried to book a train and it got delayed and then cancelled. And we ended up spending the night at the train station and staying 4 more extra days in Munich. Hopefully next time we have more luck in our journey. It was fun talking to all the industry people there. All the new products will be, of course, available on thisissold.com. Reach out to our customer support if you have any questions, and see you guys in the future. Bye bye.